I am just off the plane from Belgium. I'm about 24 hours sleep deficient and haven't had a chance to shave and shower. But Krista needs a recording about what we're doing the first week together of this year. So here we go. And I apologize for my slightly disheveled appearance. And you can send comments in. Why is Gafni disheveled? Apologies. Ready? But we got to handle the world. And the world is waiting for us and the world needs us. So think about this with me for a second. What are the three responses to the meta crisis? One response is meta crisis, oh my God, we get it. Like, I totally get it. I've done my work. I've done my research. I understand the meta crisis is real and there's nothing we can do about it. There's an ecological overshoot. We've breached the planetary boundaries. The systemic structures themselves are degraded and the system will collapse in on itself. And so what do? I grieve. I realize, oh my God, oh my goddess. And I become what's called a doomer, D-O-O-M-E-R, a doomer. And there's an entire approach, which is the doomer approach. And people like Joanna Macy and my old colleague, Michael Dowd, and quite a few other serious people who've actually looked at the literature in a serious way have actually said the only responsible, deep, profound response is to actually become a doomer and to engage the grief of the whole thing right now. Response one. Response two, domination. So someone like my colleague, Elon Musk, who's actually looked at many of the same texts that I have and our colleagues have here at the center and our colleagues around the world, very small number of them, very small group of us, but colleagues around the world who've looked at the same information. We've all come to the conclusion independently that the meta crisis is real. I came to the conclusion somewhere around 2009, 10, 11. We've referred to it since then by a term, the second shock of existence, which means not just the death of the human being, but the potential death of humanity. Right? The realization of the death of the human being was the first shock of existence at the dawn of history, the realization of mortality. And now in this moment, the second shock of existence. And their response is the response of some people like Musk or like Xi in China is domination. It's a mess. It's going to fall apart for all the same systemic reasons. So we have to dominate the system, control the system, run the system. From Elon Musk's perspective, there's no adults in the room. Someone's got to take control of this, and he's not completely wrong at all. So that's the domination view. So there's the doomer view and the domination view. And the third view is adopted by virtually everyone, denial. I just sat with a group of high-level, beautiful people from a particular Belgian country who are leaders in their fields. And their intuitive response based on surface literature was denial. This is not true. That's inaccurate, simply wrong. But denial, right, is the position of, I would say, 98% of the population, in the sense that it can't actually be different than the way it is today. It will never actually be different, that the world's going to just keep going on the way it is. That's an unbelievably naive, pardon me for the next sentence, idiotic position. Actually, the world always changes. The world never remains the same. We're now in a world in which we have exponential change with multiple factors coming together, a cascading risk landscape. And denial is utterly absurd, and it's based on either an ignoring of the facts or a cherry picking of surface denials of the facts that appear in certain mainstream media. But any deep dive into the actual situation actually tells us the meta crisis is real. What we want to talk about this Sunday is we want to really recapitulate these positions and then understand that all of them are fundamentally deficient, fundamentally degraded, fundamentally devastating in their impact. The doomer position, the denial position, and the domination position will not take us home. There's a fourth way. There's a fourth way, and it's the way of hope. And it's the way of possibility. And it's the way of hope being a memory of a possible future that we can actually articulate in our minds and our hearts and our souls and our bodies. There's a new possibility. And just like at the first nanosecond of the Big Bang, the very first nanoseconds right after the Big Bang, the entire evolutionary process explodes into unimaginable potentiality. We are right now in this moment in that same field of potentiality and that same possibility that exploded us into physiological evolution and then biological evolution and then cultural evolution actually is alive today. The same possibility of possibility lives in us. Now, what does that mean? What's the fourth approach? What's the fourth response? What is the fourth way? That's what this Sunday is about. It's about the fourth way. And the fourth way opens it all up. This Sunday, we're standing for the future. We're here to play a larger game. We're here to participate in the evolution of love. We will not turn away. There may be a day for doom, but this is not that day. There may be a day for domination, but this is not that day. There are moments when denial works, but this is not that day. This is the day of hope. This is the day of possibility. This is the day when we come together and we create the future. I'll see you Sunday. I can't wait. And thank you for being there. Thank you for standing for the revolution by saying, yeah, I'm going to be there. We're going to hold hands. We're going to do this together. Love Matt, my friends. And yes, I'll shave and take a shower.